Okay, this video is about using the advanced line in the Riman products. It's called the Radiansome skincare line. There are 3 products in this line, so a few less steps than the signature line. But these products are oil-based, so that's something to keep in mind as you are considering using them. These are also advanced, so for people who are just starting with Korean skincare with Riman's line, I would highly recommend probably not adding these products in until a few months in, 6 months in to the process, just because American skincare definitely does more to wear down the skin barrier. So using the Riman signature line is going to help you repair that. And we want to get your skin to a repaired place before we're adding some of these more advanced products. I've been using Riman for almost a year now, and I still only use these products maybe 3 times a week, only at night. So the signature skincare line is the one that I primarily use. But then just recently, I've been adding these in. I do have drier skin, I have mature skin, and so these 3 products have definitely been helping. But if I use these more than 3 times a week, I do start to get kind of some acne buildup, and it definitely is something that I don't want to have to be dealing with. So we're going to use these products tonight, and hopefully it'll give you a good idea of how to use them. Now, the cleansers are the exact same as in the signature line. I'll be using the moisture cleansing oil and the snow enzyme cream. The moisture cleansing oil, again, if you are somebody who is acne prone or has oily skin, a little bit nervous about putting an oil on your skin, you could either skip this part or do this part only at night, not in the morning, every other day. But the nice thing is when you're doing an oil cleanser, it actually is pulling the oil out of your skin. So it's actually doing it's counterintuitive. So I usually use about 1.5 to 2 pumps of the oil. And then I just start massaging it into my face. Now, I actually do not have makeup on. I didn't wear makeup today, so we're not going to see much that's coming off of my skin or breaking down in that regard. But I still go through this at night because I do want to cleanse my skin of, everything that's been on it today. So you're going to spend, probably 20, 30 seconds just kind of rubbing this in, massaging it in. And you can tell my skin is a little bit more red. That's not actually from the product. It's just because when I touch my skin, it is prone towards redness, but it'll go away after just a few moments. Now, the key to the moisture or to the oil cleanser is that you do want to emulsify it. So you can see it on my hands. I'm just kind of lightly rinsing it off. And now I have some water on my hands, and I'm going to go back in and I'm going to emulsify. And this is really the key. This is, if you're starting to break out, using the oil cleanser, 9 times out of 10, it's because you're not doing this step. So adding this step in there is what helps make sure that you're not going to be breaking out. Okay, so once I've done this for 20, 30 seconds, you can go in then with whatever washcloth you have and wipe it off. Personally, I really like using these disposable wipes. I get mine from Amazon. You can get them from Costco. There's I think it's called the Clean Towel Club. They're kind of known for being the ones that come out with these wipes. They are wonderful. They're also more expensive. So the generic brands, like the ones they sell on Amazon and at Costco, are the same quality, but just a lot cheaper. I actually have these on my subscribe and save, and so every 5 or so months I get 7 boxes of these in the mail. I use them morning and night. I really like them. So once you have that done, I also like these because you can actually rinse them out. They're not going to pill. And the nice part is because they're single use, you're not going to get any sort of bacteria or germs from a washcloth that you might use multiple times. So there I just kind of rinsed it out. And I'm going to go ahead and use the Snow Enzyme Cleaner. And for this, you're just going to I use a little bit more than a pea size amount. And you can just go in and it's kind of same thing. You're just rubbing it in all over your face. Now, there are some people that I know who will kind of let this sit on their skin for a while. I don't typically do that, but you can. This is another one that you can go in and you can get some water on your hands, emulsify, and it'll kind of lather back up. But this is one of my absolute favorite cleansers. It's so gentle, does not make you break out, and there's no smell to it, anything like that. It's just really gentle. And then whenever you're done, you can go in with your washcloth and start to take that off. It comes off really smoothly. All right, now that my face is nice and clean, we are going to start with the first step of the advanced skincare line. Like I said, there is 3 steps in it. We have a toner. This is the microfluidizer toner. We have an essence, and then we have a cream. So in all skincare, you go from lightest to heaviest in terms of the quality of it. So the microfluidizer toner is going to be your thinnest. It's going to be the lightest. Actually, this is a new bottle here, so I gotta open it all the way up. There we go. I'm just kind of shaking it up. Now you can use like a little cotton pad. I've sometimes will go ahead and stick it on one of these. These are the same, made from the same company as this. You can shake it on there if you want. I don't really. It's just one less product than I have to use. I just kind of shake it right into my hands. It's probably about a nickel's size, and then I go ahead and just put it everywhere. Same kind, following the same patterns as the skincare, so bringing it all the way down your neck and chest, letting it kind of sink in, and then as per usual, anything extra, go ahead and put on the backs of your hands. It's really nice. Your neck, your hands are what shows signs of aging first and the most obvious. So any extra of skincare, I always like to just go ahead and put it on the backs of my hands. Now, you are going to want to wait, a minute, 2 minutes or so in between each of the steps, just to really let it absorb. So in those cases, I will often, brush my teeth. I will take my contacts out. I will put my pajamas on. I'll, go make my bed or make it ready for, getting ready to sleep in, whatever. You can also, let's see, where did it go? Oh, I also have like a little fan that I will sometimes, if I'm kind of really needing to rush through this, just use this to kind of get it a little bit drier faster. So it's about at that point. We're gonna go in then with the essence. And this is actually just reformulated, which I really like it. It used to be in a different bottle and they reformulated the solution. So I'm gonna just put, I don't know, about two little bit more than 2 pumps. Looks like this. And this goes right all over the entirety of your face. I like the signature line. I will put this all the way up to my eyes, even on my eyelids. Of course, bring it down onto the neck. I've seen a lot of success with this product in particular. Sometimes I will use just the essence. Even with the signature line, I'll put it just around my eyes or any fine lines, like I have some on my chin or around my mouth. So I'll kind of use it as like a spot treatment. I love it and I've seen a lot of success with it. So the essence is the one product where even though I use the whole line 3 times a week, I will sometimes use this even every night, but just on those areas that need a little bit more like concerted effort, where the wrinkles are a little bit deeper or the lines are there, or maybe there's like some sort of a problem spot. So again, spot treatment, but when I'm using these 3 products, I put it everywhere. Again, this is oil based. So this is the lightest of it. This is a little bit heavier. And then we have the actual cream. So this is actually pretty dry, even as we're talking, but I'm going to just go in with my fan for a few moments, and then we'll come back and do the cream. Okay, now that has been absorbed into my skin, we're going to go in with the cream. And again, this is like really, really amazing stuff. But I only use it about 3 times a week. It comes with a little spatula, which is great. I actually have a spatula here that I like. With this cream in particular, I like using a spatula rather than just kind of shoving my finger in there, in part because it has like a different substance than the signature line. And so I like to not have to scoop my finger in there. So I just use a little bit of a spatula. You can see, got some there. And then I start to put it on my face again, all the way down onto my neck. And then I go in with my fingers and start massaging it in. Um, Now, this sometimes I do find that if I put this cream all the way kind of like on my eyelids, sometimes I do find it to feel a little bit blurry at the beginning, like it kind of messes with my contacts. That usually does end up going away, but it's just something to note. And again, we're bringing it all the way down onto your chest, and then of course the end results, here as well. Now, because this is oil-based, I have found that it's a little bit stickier. I use a silk pillowcase at night for hair and skin purposes. If you don't use one, highly recommend. I get mine from Blissy. And so because of that, then sometimes my skin will stick to the silk pillowcase. I don't particularly love that. So I try to do this whenever I'm using this line. I do try to do it a little bit earlier in the night so it has time to absorb in. That is because of like the oil base as opposed to the water base. Now, I know one of the big complaints about this line is that it's more expensive, and it is more expensive. The way I kind of look at it is because I'm only using it 2 or 3 times a week, it actually lasts me several months, sometimes even up to 6 months. So for me, it works, but I know for some people, this is definitely a higher price point. From time to time, Riman does do travel sizes of these, and that's a great way to introduce yourself to it, to make sure that it's a product that will actually work for you. But for me, I found that it works really, really well. At some point, I might switch to doing the Signature line in the morning and the Radiansome line at night. I haven't made that switch yet just because my skin, more than 3 times a week, it's like it's too much for it. So yeah, that is the more advanced skincare line at Riman.